Welcome, listeners. We have returned. Take two. I don't know what to do with my hands. All right. Welcome, listeners. Once again, this is Shawn Fritz, your host of Power Rangers in Cyberspace, back for episode 40, back in the studio, not traveling. And today I have a special guest with me. I ran into him last weekend before last, 2 weeks ago, a couple days ago, in Fayetteville, North Carolina, at the Fayetteville Comic Con. Red Raiders, the Power Rangers guy on YouTube.
Yeah.
Guest host for today, Christian. Hello, Christian.
What's going on, man?
How's it going, man? It was really cool to meet you in Fayetteville. Funny story. You know the story because you were there. We met at Christopher Kamen Lee's booth, and that you were in fact working with him.
Yeah.
You were taking pictures and just kind of walking around. Here, I thought I was monopolizing his time, and you were actually there with him, putting some video footage together for him.
Yeah, I made a promotional video for him for Ranger Strop. I don't think you've seen it yet because we're not friends on Facebook, are we? Or do you have Facebook?
We're not friends on Facebook. I do follow you, again, the Power Ranger guy on YouTube, but I haven't looked to see if there's anything up there in the last few days.
I didn't upload it to my YouTube channel because it was for him. I just shared it on my page, and he shared it. It was a pretty cool video. It took me longer than I wanted to make it, but that's the ins and outs of dealing with video editing software, and getting screwed over the software itself.
Yeah, video editing is a monster. I don't know that I want to tackle. Audio is enough or time consuming enough.
Yeah, no, audio is crazy. Once you mix it all together, like if you record something through audio and then record the same thing through video and you have to mix it together, it's atrocious.
Yeah, I don't envy anybody that has paid to do it, so I don't.
I've done it before. I don't want to ever do it again. That's why you need to make sure your mics are good with every video software you have.
Yeah. You were telling me that you went to a convention this past weekend. Where did you go?
I went to Hampton. I think it was 21. It was fun, but I was kind of annoyed. I tried to stay drunk the whole time, and that just didn't work. I had like 18 beers over the course of Saturday, like 18 beers, 2 shots, and I didn't feel anything. I'm an alcoholic because I ain't feeling nothing.
I think that's what that means.
I'm pretty sure that's what that means.
What you said, NecoCon? Is that where they? Is that a convention for Necco wafers?
I guess no. It's anime.
Okay.
Have you ever seen Yu-Gi-Oh?
No. I've been told a bunch of different animes by, with anything anime, it comes with about 400 episodes of back issues to watch, or back episodes.
Pretty much. I mean, I got to meet the voice actor for Seto Kaiba, which was cool. He was an awesome guy. I got to meet the girl who voiced Bulbasaur on Pokemon. That was awesome, but it was a fun con. But I think I enjoyed Fayetteville just a little bit more.
And Fayetteville was nice because it's like a single day event, or you could knock it all out in a single day. I did it in a day, Sunday. But like Raleigh SuperCon was kind of like that. I don't know if you went to that this past summer.
I did not. I didn't have the money.
Yeah, no, I hear you. It's although Fayetteville turned out to be more expensive than Raleigh SuperCon did.
That's
only
weird.
Because, well, the only reason I went was to see Amy go, and I got a signature and a picture with her, and that was cool. And I bought things, but I bought way too much stuff at Fayetteville. Although I did buy a Captain America number 100.
Oh shit!
Which same place I bought the 10-inch Thanos. With the Infinity Gauntlet, the Target exclusive that nobody could find anymore.
Yeah.
But this guy cut me a sweetheart deal on both of them, so I couldn't refuse it. It was a little damaged because it's old, but it was going right for it, so I couldn't complain.
I feel it. Some of them pops are hard to find. Like I was trying to find the Ultra Zord from Target.
Oh my goodness.
I went the day it came out, and they're like, "Nah, it's sold out." And I'm like, "Y'all just can't check the back to make sure there's none back there." I'll go fuck myself.
App is pretty good about telling you what they actually have in inventory. The problem with the Target app is you have to search exactly correct, for exactly what it's called, or it won't show up. Oh, we don't know what you're talking about.
Yeah, you got to go word for word.
Yeah, like I could even search for like Thanos 10-inch or Thanos Pop, and it would give me like the Black Panther exclusive and the Star Wars Red Trooper, Target card one. And I'm like, I don't want that. I want what I typed in. That's it.
Yeah, that's so. I like things to where I could type it in and it knows what I'm talking about. I like Google because I type songs lyrics all the time that I have no idea what the song is called, and it's like, all right, here's a song. I'm like, lit.
Yeah, it's Google knows what I want. It's sadly, although I have noticed, just total tangent and rant. If I say something, if I say anything, quite honestly, it doesn't matter what program I'm using or if I'm not even using a program, Instagram or Facebook will know that I said it, and they will give me a targeted ad for it. Case in point, my girlfriend and I were talking shit about one of our cats, and because he's fat, we fat shame him. Because he's a cat, what's he going to do?
Pretty much.
Yeah, I mean, he's just going to look at me and want attention. So I said something about it, and in her Instagram feed the next day, there was a targeted ad for like Nathan's hot dogs.
Jesus Christ.
Here's the best part. We're both vegetarians, so we don't even look for that shit on the internet. Not that I would buy hot dogs from the internet, which is a weird concept to even say out loud, but like, no. Like maybe if I said something about power tools, that would make sense, but not on her phone, maybe more on mine. Anyway, that's one of the reasons why I don't use Facebook too much.
Yeah, Facebook is a little creepy. I be searching for stuff on like Amazon or... Dude, I don't like this. Like, I bought a Power Rangers in Space.
Sure.
Yeah, pretty much. But the next day it pops up, like Facebook pops up like, oh, Power Rangers in Space Morpher. And I'm like, the fuck, man?
You're like, well, I have one, but maybe I do need another one.
Yeah, I'm trying to get 5 of them, but they're super expensive.
Because it's so old, or because it's become popular again?
I mean, Power Rangers in Space had one of the most popular morphers because it, in my opinion, just had the best looking morpher, but they're super hard to find anyways because they came out in 99. So finding one in good condition is just a pain in the ass. Yeah. All those older morphers are expensive, but Power Rangers in Space is just a little bit more expensive than all the other ones.
What was their morpher? Because I honestly, I'm a little older than you, so it kind of fell off and I haven't gone back to rewatch it. It
was a wrist morpher. It like popped up and
okay, and
it was a cool morpher.
Get those like just because Mighty Morphin was my jam. When you get the anniversary edition, you can get at Toys R Us back in the day when Toys R Us was a thing the first time.
Jeffrey's toy box now.
Is that what they're calling it now?
That's what I heard. They're going to be put in Kroger stores, and that's what they're going to be called.
Oh, okay. So they're not going to do their own freestanding stores. They're going to be a kiosk or something?
Something like that. Maybe like one of those stores inside like Walmart, or like, how Walmart has like stores inside of it, like they're
like branded aisles and stuff.
Yeah, basically.
Mm-hmm. It makes sense because you have the name of the Toys R Us name or whatever.
The only problem with Toys R Us is the reason they failed is too many things. What they needed to do is have a limited supplies of things in store, and then have a kiosk where you could order stuff offline.
Well, that was their big thing. The online was atrocious ever since the internet became a thing.
Yeah.
And like you walk into one of their stores, it's like walking into a cold warehouse, very uninviting. Yeah. And they didn't have Wi-Fi. What kind of horse shit is that?
Yeah, who doesn't have Wi-Fi? Even the hotels on the street where people take hookers have Wi-Fi.
Dude, I sound like such a millennial. Who doesn't have Wi-Fi?
No, it's true though. Like, if you don't have Wi-Fi these days, like, what are you doing?
You're losing a huge audience. I mean, people people know what they want, and they want why. Because when I go to a store, I'm going to price match, or I'm going to at least look to see if I'm going to get, I'm going to look on Amazon and see if I can find this for the same price or better.
No, see, I did that yesterday. I went to arm because I needed one for my room, and they were like $100. And I looked online and on Amazon, it was like $13. I'm like, y'all thought I ain't paying $100 for one.
I have a pretty basic scissor arm if you need one. It's desk mounted.
No, I'm good. I already got one.
Okay.
I took one from this studio, and then they wouldn't let me cancel my order on Amazon, and I was like, well, guess I get another one.
Well, you can always return it. That's the best part about it.
$13. I ain't gonna cry over $13.
Yeah, I have a couple things here that I failed to return because it was that same scenario. $13, $10. Whoop-de-doo.
Yes, it's not gonna break the bank over a few bucks.
No, but what will is finding. Oh, speaking of Fayetteville, I didn't tell you this. I saw a guy that had a whole bunch of toys. He had the original command center in the box. Granted, the box was beat to shit, but I was like, oh, I might buy that. Maybe I didn't. That story.
I never had the command center as a kid because
So
like it was it was before I was even born, so I never got a chance to get a hold of it. Like I claim to be like a huge Power Rangers fan, like MMPR fan, but I never got to watch MMPR on the air. Like I didn't start remembering Power Rangers till Lost Galaxy.
Well, you didn't have the opportunity. I mean,
yeah,
I was 12 at the time, so I could watch, and not tell anybody because I was 15 by the time that Turbo came out or Zeo came out.
Nah, I think everybody goes through that stage where they hate or are like, I don't like Power Rangers, but secretly watch it.
Well, you don't talk about it, especially when you're on the football and wrestling team. You get your ass kicked enough day to day. You don't need it to, you don't need a second beating that day.
Like, you like Power Rangers, you loser? Like,
yeah.
Hold up. I don't know. You watch some of them older episodes, and they cut pretty deep.
Yeah, I mean, like, I watched for an older episode of the show Power Rangers in Cyberspace. I don't even know if I said that. That's the name of the show. I told you this already, but I didn't even say it in the intro. But I watched episodes 1 through 8 of Zeo.
Mm-hmm.
And in Zeo is where Tommy gets the Dear John letter from Kimberly.
That shit was super dark.
I know. Like,
depressing.
And the funny thing is, I didn't realize until I thought about it, probably back when I watched Zeo in the January, February, and I'm like, oh shit, that's what a Dear John letter is. She sent him a Dear John letter. I mean, I knew what a Dear John letter was, but I'm like, oh shit, she sent him a Dear John letter. Damn. And I was reading Power Rangers Pink right at the time, or Mighty Morphin Pink.
Yeah.
And I was just like, oh snap. Like, it kind of, it drew all that together. It's like when your parents told you something when you were a kid and you're like, what do you know? And then all of a sudden, I mean, you're not a parent, but I am. So I find myself every once in a while saying stuff that my parents say, and I'm like, shit, Dad was right. Son of a bitch.
Yeah, that's generally how it happens, though. It's like, shit, I'm becoming my parents.
Yeah. So anyway, so let's segue off of that. Actually, one more note. This episode is going to be on audio, as it always is, but so I don't know what the turnaround time is for you, but this you can watch me in my boring ass office move my hands all over the place underneath the at the bottom of the screen and watch me talk to Christian.
Always fun.
So, yeah, again, on YouTube, the Power Rangers guy. So for this episode 40, I've been toying with this idea for a while, and when microphone just hit me in the face, and when we were talking on Sunday last week, I had mentioned watching some of the shows that I'm not familiar with, but are still from Saban brands: VR Troopers, Beetleborgs, Superhuman Samurai, Cyber Squad, and geez, that's a long ass name. couple other ones. I don't remember them off the top of my head, but they're not important right now.
Wasn't
So
the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles Saban? The
yeah,
live action?
yeah. Spin-off from Power Rangers in Space. Oh, so bad.
I love that episode, but it is awful.
Oh man, I love hearing Chris talk about it because he's
Their asses, so he was good with it.
yeah. His stuntman sure did get to kick their asses.
No, he was when he was on the ship. That was him, but the stuntmen were the ones in the turtle suits
Oh, okay. Oh, huh.
because they couldn't get the actors because in California and TMNT was filmed in Canada, I think. So they couldn't. All they got was the suits. They didn't get the actors for them. So
Oh, okay. So they had to play double duty that time.
pretty much.
Ooh. Today we're going to talk about, through your suggestion, Beetleborgs, Big Bad Beetleborgs, specifically season 1, episodes 26 through 31, related to the Curse of the Shadow Borg.
You mean General
story arc.
Venjix?
Is that who that was?
Yeah, that's.
I was thinking about that. I'm like, oh, I should go back and watch Forever Red, and because, in speaking to Chris at Raleigh SuperCon, he's like, Forever Red because it was 10 Red Rangers that fought the Beetleborgs on the moon, and it made no fucking sense.
That's no sense, but it's entertaining.
Yeah, but you've seen the no secret that he's got the script at most shows that he signs, and
I have one. Yeah, I bought one.
So at the very, just under the logo for Wild Fury, it says
Wild Force.
Yes, that one too. It says no Japanese footage.
Yeah, like no
So they
shit.
just-
Like
Yeah, no kidding. It's just all green screen, and I mean, it is like all green screen,
pretty much.
and it bless Chip Lynn because he probably pulled a turd out of somewhere and polished it enough to make everybody think that it was a good idea.
Yeah, that was probably one of the best anniversary episodes. I mean, Dimensions in Danger was good, but
That's been a topic that I've been kind of kicking around in my in the back of my head for a while to watch, because there's only been 5, 10. 5 wasn't really a thing.
yeah,
I think 10 was Forever Red, 15 was Once a Ranger, 20 was Pile of Shit, and the most recent one was a little better. But yeah, I mean, it's shit. Maybe I'll just cut this audio out, and that'll be that episode, 45 seconds long. But yeah, it's that's an idea to kick it around. But yeah, Beetleborgs, season 1, episodes 26 through 31. And in watching this, you were familiar with Beetleborgs.
watch it when it came out because it was 97 and I was 1 or 2, like somewhere in there, and I was like, okay. I went back and watched it when I was 11, but I would never admit it, because they had all the episodes on YouTube, and I was like, fuck it, I kind of want to see it because it wasn't that bad. I mean, it's bad, but it wasn't that bad. Like, let's just say that all Saban shows were bad,
Yeah,
but they're entertaining.
I'll tell you, like, for me, because I watched the first 2 episodes of VR Troopers, and I watched to get a little bit of background because I didn't have any background for this season. Then you get the idea of who they are, who the characters are, what their traits are, what all the stuff. And I watched the first 2 of ago, and holy shit! I mean, they're both, especially VR Troopers. But
I can't even stand through VR. I'm sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off.
No, you're fine. I mean,
I can't even watch VR Troopers.
Have you ever watched the 6-minute pilot with Jason Frank as he's
Yeah, what Cybertron?
Yeah.
I mean,
Yeah.
it was decent, but
I think it was a better premise.
yeah,
A little goofy, but
I don't know. I feel like he kind of succeeded with not doing that show and doing Power Rangers.
yeah, and every convention known to man.
Yeah, no, I mean, He's booked at every convention he ever wants to go to. I mean, he was the first guest announced for Power Morphicon Express in Pasadena, Texas.
Well, isn't he running or like he's part of it, like the in charge or something?
I mean, he's cool with Scott, but I don't think he's like in charge. But he's Jason David Frank. If he wants anything, he'll get it.
Yeah, that's true. Speaking of which, he'll be at Raleigh next year. He's already announced for Raleigh SuperCon.
Yeah, I mean, I like seeing him at conventions, but with him being at conventions, it limits a lot of other Rangers being there.
True. I mean, it would be nice. Like, I don't know if Raleigh's big enough to get Amy Jo back again 2 years in a row, but to have the two of them there, I might spring for a professional photo.
Yeah.
I mean, that'd be kind of cool, but I don't know.
I mean, I kind of wanted to meet Amy Jo, but everybody says that she's just not interacting with fans, and I'm just like, I like her as Kimberly, but I don't want to interact with her if she's like that.
I don't think I said more than 30 seconds of, hello, where do you want me to stand? Right here, smile. Can you take another picture, please? And that was pretty much it.
See, that would irritate me, because at least JDF, he like talks to you for a few minutes.
Oh, yeah, he holds court.
Yeah, my friend got the Power Morphicon, the two Dino Thunder Rangers got these Dino Gems, and they were limited to like first set because it came with the gems and it came with a box with the Dino Thunder logo on it. My friend got one of them, and he got it signed by the two Dino Thunder Rangers that were there and Jason David Frank. And JDF was just joking around with him and was like, took the black one. He's like, man, why don't you have the black one? Like, that's mine, dude. I got an extra one. I got you. And he gave him his back. He's a cool dude. I ain't even gonna lie.
Well, the only thing that's an annoyance is he likes to show up when there's already a crowd waiting for him. So he has an ego. On hot girl time. Yeah, he's on hot girl time, so he's never on time.
Yeah, he definitely has a big ego, and he likes that crowd and attention. He was made for this stuff, so that's fine.
Yeah, I mean, he makes good on a lot of it too. It's just sometimes the timing is a little bit more. I bumped into some people who were waiting in line and they were just pissing and moaning. I'm like, hey, you know what? You're at a convention. Not everything's going to run smoothly. No, he's here. He's here. Be happy.
That line at PMC, I waited in that line to meet him for 3 hours.
Wowzers.
Yeah, it was. He had a line from the time he before he got there to the time he left.
Pro tip is if you, for him, his line, if you have more than one thing for him to sign, chances are if you ask, he'll sign. Like, not if you come with like 20 things, but if you have like 3 things and you pay for 2, chances are he'll probably sign. He'll throw one in for a third for free.
Yeah, I mean, I was when I met him at Wizard World Richmond for the first time, because his line wasn't super long at Wizard World Richmond. I mean, it was long because Jason David Frank, but it wasn't like Power Morphicon long. Like, I waited 20 minutes in line to meet him at Wizard World Richmond. But I took my morpher to take a picture with him, and he signed in 8x10, I think it was. And he was like, you want me to sign those morphers too? And I'm like, I didn't pay for that. He was like, did I ask? I'm like,
yeah, that's the nice thing about it is he's pretty cool about that stuff.
Yeah, he's a genuine guy, but
yeah. Although I do want to ask him about Cybertron now, because I didn't really do, all the questions were like Green Ranger, 25th anniversary. You doing anything? What's the Legacy War?
Yeah.
What's it like to be an 8th degree black belt, to be as deadly as Chuck Norris? Stuff like that.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. The thing I really wanted to see with him this year was him versus CM Punk. I don't know if you keep up with any of that shit.
Yeah, I've seen the headlines.
My thing is, Punk was like, oh, I'd beat him. I'm like, dude, you don't have any experience in martial arts. And JDF, yes, he was a Power Ranger, but yes, he's legit.
But before that, he was like a 5th degree black belt.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, he's legitimately a badass. Like, don't look at him the wrong way on the street,
Yeah, he could easily kill you.
Yeah. So back to the show topic here, and I'm going to read off of my notes here. Beetleborgs ran for 2 seasons, 88 episodes from September 96 through March of 98, based on 2 different Toei properties, Juko B-Fighter and B-Fighter Kabuto. And this is more sitcom based. for Beetleborgs is more sitcom based versus the Monster of the Day powering Mighty Morphin based, which ran roughly at the same time. The show follows three main characters. Keep me honest here. Oh, you know, I have Wikipedia open right here because Drew and Joe and Roland. The show takes place at a comic book shop mostly. That's where they hang out. But then they also have a haunted mansion that they go to.
Hillhurst.
Yes, and they have a Bruce Campbell like, Elvis like, every single pop culture and kid based jargon of the time all wrapped up into this goofball. I'm telling you, it's like if Ash from Ash versus Evil Dead was a goober.
Yeah, I could see it.
And man, and watching this as a 35-year-old man, it's a little tough the first 2 episodes. I'll be honest, just to get background. But you know, the whole premise is that they free Flabber in this haunted mansion by accident. Flabber is the Bruce Campbell fella, and he grants them a wish. They wish to be Beetleborgs, which is a comic book that's very popular in the town. And I don't know if you're familiar with old comic book 94, but Beetleborgs is officially approved by the comic book authority, the comic code authority.
Yeah, they had an episode where they were at Comic-Con.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh, wow. I didn't really delve into any of the other episodes.
Yeah, and then they had a comic book that came out. It was Power Rangers Turbo versus Beetleborgs.
Was there ever an episode crossover?
No, it was never an episode. It was just a comic. Interesting comic, but I was a kid at the time, so I fucked up my copy because I don't remember. I think I just threw it away, and now it's like $144, and I'm like, motherfucker.
And you know what? You'd probably find that comic in a dollar bin at a convention.
I know. That's what I went. Okay, so I went to, God, what was it? I went to 3 different cons in 3 different weekends.
Uh-huh.
I went to Fayetteville, NecoCon, and Richmond Comic Con.
At the Speedway?
Yeah, the Raceway or whatever it was.
I almost went to that one a couple weeks ago.
Oh yeah, it was okay. But I looked around for that comic so much. I'm like, hey, do y'all have this? And they're like, nah. But I went to a few comic stores, and they're like, look, you go to like comic stores that nobody ever heard of, they will probably have it because people have turned them in, and you can probably get it for a cheap price.
I might have to check out my comic shop because they have 3 stores in the area, and one of them's a warehouse. Well, the 4th one is a warehouse that they open up every once in a while, and they sell their stuff for pretty cheap. Once a month, they open the warehouse up. You can go in before they sort through it all. I got myself an Infinity Gauntlet cookie jar, and Ultimate Spider-Man #1, that really hard one to find. Well, the white cover is the really hard one to find, but I got the red one for a pretty good price. So I'll have to make a note of that.
See,
what was it called? Zeo versus...
no, it's Turbo versus Beetleborgs.
I'll have to look. I might have to dig that up.
And it was a pretty decent comic. It was like, I mean, it wasn't too long. It was being good. It probably was atrocious. Now if I read it, I'm like, what the fuck is this?
Yeah, I don't doubt it. But yeah, it's a tie-in. You know. But yeah.
I want to frame it and put it next to my other comics because I got a Power Morphicon exclusive comic signed by Kyle Higgins.
Oh, nice.
I got I think it was issue 30. I got another one of those. It was the Dragon Ball Z homage cover, which was the one I really wanted, but it was like a West Coast exclusive comic shop, like exclusive to their shop, and I saw it at PMC, and I'm like, well, fuck it, got to get it. And then I got the WonderCon exclusive with the Hyperforce Rangers on it. And it had Time Force Silver is the only reason I got it.
I got the 1 per store variant for 20. I want to say it was issue 29 with the Draken in his original Draken. Just the white and the green costume.
Yeah.
Where he's got like getting the green crystal.
Yeah.
Yeah, I bought that. Took me about 2 hours to decide if I wanted to buy it or not. they put it in my box, and I'm like, I don't know that I want to pay this much for it. I did in the long run. After I realized I got my 10% discount for having a subscription.
It's like,
I was like, okay, that makes it a little bit more, I can swallow it a little bit easier now.
Yeah, you can just be like, okay, yep, just do it. Just, just swipe the card, do the damage.
It was one of the few that I was like, all right, I had to break out the logic. I'm like, all right. So I spent more for Amazing 300. So I'm still within my budget. You know, I was like, oh, so yeah, so I'll buy it then. But anyway, so, geez, we're good at going on tangents.
Yeah, we really are.
That's okay with me. So, long story short, Flabber grants them their wish to be Beetleborgs. And little did he know that would open up a whole world of shit. A portal from the comic book realm opens up. Vexer.
Yeah.
And his, I just called them goons because I could never tell what their names were. Jara was one of them, and Noxic, and then I don't remember the third.
Yeah, I mean, I don't really remember their names because I haven't. I mean, I watched it, but it was like, yeah, I don't care about them.
Yeah, I'm sure it's Vexer, Typhus, Noxic, and Jara, and of course Shadowborg was the fourth henchman. Now, have you ever watched? Do you watch the Sentai at all?
Not much. The only like Super Sentai was Gokaiger, and it was a few episodes of that. It wasn't anything. I mean, I watched the Gokaiger versus Zooja crossover, but nothing like. I mean, I've seen a few like episodes of different Sentais for like the crossovers, but nothing major.
So the Shadowborg story arc reminded me of the Kyuger, second half of, more like the middle third of Kyuger, which was the Dino with the gun. Was that Dino Thunder?
Dino Charge?
Yes, sure. The not Jason David Frank one. The one that was a couple years ago.
Yeah, Dino Charge.
Yeah, Dino Charge, yeah. So they bring on a new general. The big bad brings on a new general. And he basically, I'm trying to think if there's an older version of Power Rangers that did it too, but they bring on a new general, and he basically does everything that the previous generals couldn't do, and they just kind of become comic fodder, kind of like what Goldar and Rito become.
Yeah.
Toward the end of season 3, basically just wreck shop. Long story short, eventually he gets defeated because he's proven to be like, I'm better than you, and making them look like idiots. But then he ultimately gets defeated, and then the original generals return, but they're like pissy about it. So it was kind of cool to see that. I saw some comparisons. I did like how they introduced this new character, the Shadowborg, by basically stealing a piece of the Blue Beetleborgs armor, his shoulder piece, and actually showing that it was armor, spandex, and assumed powers. It was, you actually have armor with circuitry underneath and
wires and all that.
Yeah, and they really set the stage. No different than, I saw a lot of Green with Evil in this. They set the stage. He takes he basically absorbs their powers into little gems, and he wears them on his chest like a decoration. To the point where they have to, but they still have they call them civilian powers, super speed. Kind of goofy if you ask me.
Saban.
Good point. Good point. Let's see. That was episode 26, episode 27. I told you I have a ton of notes. Here's my first page of notes. That's just for 2 episodes. Jesus. Which way do I go on the camera here? I go this way. So, yeah. So, basically, the second episode of the arc, we are introduced to Art Fortunes, the guy who created the Beetleborgs. And we also are introduced to Josh, who is at odds with Drew because of this stupid little girl, Heather, who's just a cock tease and everything else.
Yeah, pretty much. That's all she was the whole season. The
Yep.
whole series. Like, yeah.
I could deal without her. She was just there for the. I didn't even write their names down because they weren't of any value or importance. But basically the bulk and skull.
Yeah, the
of this
watered down
season.
Bulk and Skull, the one that nobody liked.
Yeah, they were annoying as anything too, and so early '90s with their, oh yeah, with just their arrogance and their just everything. I just want to.
We're rich. We can do whatever we want. Like, shut
Yeah.
the fuck up. I'll whoop your ass.
I was waiting for the driver to backhand them at some point, at any point.
Basically,
But- Yeah. But Josh is he becomes the new member of the team after Art draws a unique Beetleborg.
the white
white-
Blaster Beetleborg.
Yeah, whoop-de-doo.
I actually
he-
really liked him.
Yeah, and he looked like one of the like the White Ranger Shogun Zord.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's yeah, not the White Alien Ranger, but the Shogun Zord.
Yeah.
And he eventually Art draws. It was kind of interesting to see that they were going with a different thing, like Zordon's like, oh, I'm going to create a ranger, but this guy's like, I'm going to draw one, and Flabber's going to use his magic to bring it to life, which was a different spin. It was kind of neat. Josh becomes the white badass, gets the gems back, so everybody's a Beetleborg again. But the next episode, Josh is feeling some self-pity and turns in his Beetle thing called
Beetle Bonder.
Goofy.
Hey, but
Such a-
Saban.
Such alliteration.
Beetle Bonder. Beetle Blast.
There were a lot of I wrote questions down, like when Art created Blue Beetleborg, and he says specifically only the Blue Beetleborg can use it, which when you watch till the 5th and 6th episode, it's because he's got a Battleizer equivalent.
Yeah.
But I wrote down here, can the Shadowborg use or steal the Thunderstinger because he's originally of Blue Beetleborg origin? Sadly, they didn't play that out at all.
No. That'd be too complex for Saban.
Yeah, that's true. I don't know why they waited till the 4th episode of the series, of this miniseries, to use their Zord equivalents. I don't even know what they were called because they didn't really use them too much in the 1st or 2nd episode, enough for me to write them down.
Yeah.
And they kind of undercut the Shadowborg in this episode too, because what's his face? Vexer. Is that his name?
Yeah, Vexer.
Yeah, he's like, hey, asshole, you got to come back because you got to be recharged with my sword of energy. Energy axis,
Yeah, something like that.
which becomes the point of the next episode is they got to steal it because that can infuse with more power anybody that uses it. But be careful because you might get got. You might turn bad. So they find where they're at, where the bad guy's lair is, and then Drew and Josh, who are fighting like Tommy and Jason did in that episode where they had to go get
Two heads.
where they had to go fight Titanus.
Oh, yeah.
And where he gave him his shield. Let's see. And blah blah blah. They steal it, and he gets his Blue Beetleborg gets his. He's like, oh, I need it right now because if not, then the White Shadow. What's his name? The White Knight Beetleborg.
White Blaster Beetleborg.
Yeah, him. Such goofy names, man.
Yeah.
He's got to use it or else he's going to get shit stomped. As you do, you give yourself an infusion of potentially dark energy. Why not?
Makes sense. It's like
Yeah,
whatever.
it worked. It worked though. He got the butterfly got his wings.
Yeah.
And in the last episode, big rumble in Charterville. First of all, 3/4 of this episode could have been cut out to make it a 3-minute long episode. That guy at the beginning where he's bitching about the comic books and they're like, oh, we're going to use all of our powers because
We can.
Yeah, because we can, even though Drew told them not to use their civilian powers unless they need to. It's like, do you need to recover? I mean, I can understand the priority. Yes, you need to recover comic books. But it was just a little goofy. In the end, the Battleizer defeats the Shadow Borg, but in doing so, they learn that the white blaster Beetleborg is linked to the Shadow Borg, which makes sense, but
Pisses me off.
it's kind of goofy. Although I did like the way that they showed that he was losing his power with the fading of the suit, kind of fading on and off.
Yeah.
I remember them doing that in season 2 of Mighty Morphin.
With the Green Ranger powers, yeah.
Yeah, how about that? Thanks, Saban, for recycling that and half the monsters in the show.
Pretty much.
Yeah. And the way they defeat, in quotes, Vexor really quickly is I even wrote down the original 3 team up and defeat Vexor. That's it? Question mark. So
I'm like, okay, I guess.
yeah. And now I didn't watch anything beyond this, but I did also write a question because Art leaves the mansion
Hillhurst.
Yes, thank you. At the end of the episode, is he secretly Vexor in disguise?
Do you want me to spoil that for you, or?
Well, and in watching this, the episodes did get better as I watched them. I'll be honest. I'll give you my thoughts on it, and then we can kind of talk shop about the rest of the show and whatever. But it was, like I said, as watching it as a 35-year-old man, I did feel like it was I was a little more mature for the show than the show was intended to be. Obviously, I'm not the intended audience because the kids are what, between 9 and 13 maybe?
Yeah, somewhere in there.
And the jokes were very dated.
90-ish.
Oh, they were probably older. They were dated for the time.
Yeah.
I mean, it was a decent show. You could definitely tell that. This miniseries, this arc seemed to be very heavy on unique footage, except for the very end. You could definitely tell the difference. It was overall it was decent. I am curious to see. The end. I'll probably end up watching the end of the first season, like the last episode or two, because I know that how they do it, I don't know, but I know that they change costumes, suits, whatever.
Yeah, it's they call them Beetleborgs Metallics now. So.
Yeah, and there's 3 total big bads, I think, 2 or 3 big bads, or groups of.
Well, it was Vexor's groups, and then Vexor goes away for season 2. So.
Yeah, well, it's a different series.
Yeah, so they kind of have to get rid of him.
Yeah, it's no different than Alien Rangers and their Zords, and Ninjor had to go away because, blah blah blah. So yeah, go ahead and spoil it for me. I'm curious.
Okay, so Art is not Vexor.
Okay.
But he does come back for season 2.
Mm-hmm.
And his brother is one of the evils of season 2.
Oh.
Less Fortunes.
That is an awful. No, that's just awful.
Yeah, I know. And then he draws for I don't remember his name. Damn. But it's
Lucas?
yeah. I think that's his name.
Oh, I'm looking at Wikipedia right here. The crustaceans.
Yeah, them.
Oh yeah, and he even says here, villains created by Les Fortunes. Les and Art Fortunes. Yeah, hilarious.
And then they get the towards the end they get the Astro coins and the Astro Borgs and it's just a bunch of crazy shit. But they never bring back the White Blaster Beetleborgs for anything.
Oh, so he was just in for those 5 or 6 episodes?
Yep. That was one of the most wasted opportunities, in my opinion, of the whole show. He was the Tommy equivalent of Beetleborgs.
Yeah, but he was annoying as an actor.
I didn't mind him. I thought he was better than the original 3.
Well, yeah, that's probably true. He's probably a little bit more experienced in acting.
Yeah.
But man, he was perfect at being an annoying little kid.
Yeah, which was, that's what he was supposed to be. He was supposed to be a jerk.
True. He was the He was basically the cat to Tommy and Kimberly in terms of Drew and Heather. Not that Drew ever said anything to Heather, from what I can tell.
Nope, never.
Yeah, that makes perfect sense. But I bet they met on Facebook years later.
Pretty much like, yo, I'm sliding in your DMs. What's up?
Pretty much. So, I don't know. I might revisit Beetleborgs after a long break because, boy, I'm going to need a break. I hope that at least that the jokes in season 2 are better and it's not as goofy.
Yeah, I mean, it's still Beetleborgs. But honestly, at the time, you could either watch Beetleborgs or Power Rangers Turbo.
Which I have a problem with Turbo because I can't stand Justin. Can't stand a Blue Ranger.
So at that time, if you're gonna watch a show, or a Saban show, it's gonna be Beetleborgs.
True.
So
true, because VR Troopers was pretty much winding down.
Yeah, it was. I think it came out in '95 and ended in what, '96, around the same time Beetleborgs came out.
That might be the case. And Superhuman Samurai Cyber Squad.
That show was atrocious.
It was awful. It was about but have you ever noticed though with Saban? I think they really, because they were on daily, they they had such an issue with doing an episode a day and running out of original content or running out of the original footage, and just not having having to either, the seasons are so damn long but they're so short. They're like Mighty Morphin, 40 episodes. Oh shit, we ran out of footage.
Yeah, it's like, what do we do now?
And it was 2 months, because it was on every day. And this, the first season is 52 episodes, and it only lasted for, the whole show was 88 episodes. It lasted for 2 seasons. It's like 88 episodes is typically, that's like second episode into season 5 of normal weekly shows.
Yeah.
But these are 20 minutes long and, not geared towards family prime time. It's not The Flash or Arrow or...
Which Arrow's on right now.
Oh, shit, it is, isn't it?
Ha
That's all right. Apple TV will record it for me.
I'll just watch it tomorrow on the CW app. I'm okay. I'll just catch Legends tonight.
I stream it. But my mom and dad have Comcast, which means that I have Comcast too.
Gotta love that.
Oh my goodness, they have HBO and everything. So Beetleborgs, maybe I'll revisit it later. I don't know. But
it definitely wasn't the worst Saban show.
Oh no, I'm sure that I'd love to see the old footage of where they tried to use Changeman, the demo footage.
Yeah.
I'd love to see that, just to see what that looks like.
Probably looks awful, but
yeah,
I'm not.
Yeah, I don't doubt it.
I don't know. I thoroughly enjoyed Beetleborgs when I was rewatching when I was like 10, 11, 12. I don't know how. Every Friday night to watch a few episodes on my computer. And Anthony said, you and Anthony are very much the same age. And he mentioned the same thing. He liked Beetleborgs a lot, especially the Metallics. So I like the original better than Metallics, though.
Well, I mean, I'm not against giving it, picking and choosing and just kind of watching the key episodes or, whatever, and talking about them some more. But it's for a later time, much later. Not today, not this week. But with that, what other any other thoughts on Beetleborgs?
My thoughts on Beetleborgs as a whole, it was a good show. I think the best arc was the Shadowborg arc. And the whole White Blaster Beetleborgs, I think the biggest wasted opportunity was bringing the White Blaster Beetleborg back for something. But I get it because they did change for the second season, so there was no footage for him to come back. And they didn't really want to invest the money into it to make original footage. But see it as much as...
was lightning in a bottle.
Yeah. Because as soon as Tommy came in as a White Ranger, you notice like he's barely ever with the other Rangers.
Well, and honestly, in watching the Sentai of Jew Ranger, you can tell why. It's very interesting. It's so different. It's not Western. It's not a Western story at all. Like
Yeah.
it's very, Japanese and, old world Japan. And, when was it 10 million years ago when humans and dinosaurs roamed the earth,
Yeah.
which, is accurate. And then they cryogenically freeze these these 5 tribe leaders, like you do 10 million years ago, cryo freeze people.
Because that makes sense.
Yeah. But it's very interesting. Even watching just the Green with Evil episodes and comparing them with the Sentai, it is starkly different.
You can definitely tell the footage when they're going from Power Rangers to Super Sentai. It is so easy to, like, if you can't tell the difference, you are not watching.
Oh yeah, look at the shield. That's all you gotta look at.
Yeah, basically that shield, the American shield, I hated it, and so did Jason David Frank. I was like, what the hell is this?
This dog shit. It was just utter dog shit.
They're like, nobody will notice.
Yeah, right.
Really, nobody will notice.
When you're 10, but when you're, an adult. Granted, they probably didn't expect it to have the longevity that it has.
No, I don't think they ever saw it go in 25 years. Shit, like I don't think anybody saw it go in 25 years for real.
Yeah, how about it? Through 4 different TV deals.
Yeah, I don't know. Hopefully Hasbro succeeds with it. I didn't realize the new Yellow Ranger was 18 years old. She was born in 2000.
Oh my goodness.
I feel super old, and I'm only 22. I was like, what the fuck?
That's crazy. 18 years old.
I made a video about her age. I was like, I was comparing stuff to the time that was popular the year she was born. I was like, she was 1 year old when the first Harry Potter movie came out.
Wow. So 18 years old would be 2000.
Yes.
So let's play the game. What do you have her birth date in front of you? Is it a she, or is it a male?
It's a she, Jacqueline Sislowski.
Okay.
Let's see. My phone's on airplane mode. Let me turn it off airplane mode. But let's go. I'm already on Google. Nope. I don't remember her. I had it written down, but there we go. Let's see. I can tell you her birth date in a minute, maybe. Should be on our IMDb, I think. Born May 15th, 2000.
Okay, so May 15. So May 15, what was I doing? Because I was an adult. I'm an adult. So May 15 ending. I had my driver's license for that entire school year. I'd actually gotten it August of the year before. At the end of May in 2000, I was finishing up my first and only year of track and was working part-time. Had a job, had a car. I was actually on my second car by then. First car I wrecked about 2 weeks after getting my license. Not my fault, thank you. The following October, I moved out of my parents' house into my first apartment. Graduated high school that same year. Jeez, that's crazy. 18 years old and she's acting.
She was in I think Batman versus Superman as like an extra, but she hasn't done anything like as a major role. But I did message her on Instagram because I'm not one of those people who's going to make a video about something and not tell them about it.
Sure, that's good.
So I messaged her. I'm like, hey, look, made this video about you. I didn't talk crap about you. Like, you can watch the video. Like, I was honest. I was like, it blew me she was 18, but
Maybe you want to rephrase that?
It blew my mind.
There you go.
Yeah, some people are going to be like, what did you just say? Nah.
Yeah.
But, no, I messaged her. I was like, yeah, look, I made this video. I was like, yeah, I didn't realize you were 18. And she actually messaged me back, which I was surprised about. I was like, oh, okay.
Pretty cool.
She was like, oh, thanks for the video, blah, blah, blah. Hope to make y'all proud. I'm like, well, you look like a Yellow Ranger, so hopefully you act like a Yellow Ranger. Like, she looks like a Ranger. And I'm just like, okay, so If she can act well, we'll be in for a good season.
Acting for 10 years. Her first role is in 2008.
Yeah.
So, there.
So we'll see. I'm super excited for Beast Morphers. It's like cyber themed. It's pretty cool. And I was at KatsuCon 2017 when they announced Power Rangers Beast Morphers. And I'm like, what the hell? Because I never thought they would go back.
Yeah, that's weird.
Because Go Busters was in like 2012 or 2011, somewhere in that area.
I want to say it was like 2012 or 2013, but yeah, it doesn't seem to be. It's very strange, but it's the homage season 2 of Sentai to Power Rangers.
It even says it's morphin' time.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
They say it in like it's morphin' time.
Yeah, it's definitely overdubbed.
I love it though. I can't.
Yeah,
I want to see what Hasbro does with the toys though, because like the Morpher.
Hasbro.
Hopefully it's good. I mean, they make Beyblades. They make what is the Marvel collection?
Mm-hmm.
So,
the Legends.
Yeah, Marvel Legends. So did you see the Lightning collection they're coming out with?
No, I haven't.
Their version of the Legacy line. Like, of course, the first Ranger they revealed for it was Tommy, White Ranger, because it's fucking Tommy. But I got to take a picture of it and a video of it when I was at PMC because they had it in case. But it's 6 inches, and it comes with interchangeable heads and weapons.
Oh, yeah. I've seen these. Yeah, they're like the figure arts almost, but just actually they're almost the same price.
Well, they're
Tommy's calling.
That's actually my brother, but they're only $20.
Oh, really?
Yeah, that's what they said at PMC. Somebody was like, "Look, I get it. It looks a lot better. I like it, but I don't want to break the bank either." And they're like, "That's good because it's staying the same price as the $99."
That's nice. That's definitely nice.
So, go ahead.
I'm sorry. Yeah, I would like to see Hasbro kind of use their existing toy lines like Nerf or whatever to make, use that production line to actually, to make stuff that's, Power Ranger centric, like the blasters or Nerf themed or Power Rangers themed Nerf gun or something.
Yeah, something like that. Integrate stuff, and it's just gonna be, I don't know, it's just gonna be a lot cooler because I bought a bunch of the Legacy figures. I bought like Lord Draken figures. I bought Psycho Silver, Psycho Green, all of In Space, a few Dino Thunder Rangers, Green and Red Mighty Morphin Rangers. I'm sure there's a few other in there I can't remember, but I bought a decent amount of Legacy collection.
Yeah, we'll have to chat on a future episode about stuff we have, and because honestly, I'm not sure if I want to keep all the stuff that I have. I might actually want to pare some of it down. I actually sold my my Legacy Toys R Us exclusive Legacy Megazord 2016 one because that 2010 version is garbage. Where they dipped the sword in chrome and then it wouldn't fit into the hand.
Yeah.
So I got the 2016 version and I actually sold it on I put it on Amazon like 6 months before. I forgot all about it, and someone bought it from me for like $350.
Damn.
I was like, "You're dumb, but thanks." Zordon again.
Yeah, I hate my phone.
That's all right. Well, I think we're pretty much done with the episode anyway. I think we can start to wind down here. So Christian, why don't you plug your stuff, and then we'll get out of here.
Yeah, I mean, you can follow me on Instagram, Facebook, YouTube. Subscribe to me on YouTube, the Power Rangers guy. Anywhere, Twitter, it's all the Power Rangers guy. It's my profile picture is me with Peter Sidarso. Which did you see that Yoshi Sidarso is returning for the Christmas episode of Super Ninja Steel?
Oh, really?
Yeah, I mean we could talk about that in a later episode, but it looks cool. So Peter and Yoshi together, it's gonna be awesome. But yeah, I try to come out with a video at least once a week, but sometimes that doesn't happen because life.
Yeah, videos are hard.
No, yeah, it's coming up with concept for videos. It's awful sometimes. Like I want to put one up, but I don't know what I want to do.
Oh, I hear you.
But thank you for having me on the show, bro.
No, I mean it was great to run into you, and just kind of start chit chatting about things. And I thought we were done talking like 5 minutes into chatting, and then we just started talking about everything else, and was like, oh, and why the hell not?
Like, why not?
Yeah, I like talking. You like talking.
I can't stop talking.
It'd be better if you like listen and I like talking, but this works too. This was a good test run, I think. I like it. We'll see what our listeners think. Anything else that you have to add?
Go watch Beetleborgs, Shadowborg arc. You won't regret it.
The General Vengeance arc.
Yeah, basically. Yep.
So just a friendly reminder to all the listeners, you can find this show. You can find this recording actually in a couple, and we'll put a thing on our Instagram about it. You can find this video of me making faces and looking all over the place on Christian's YouTube channel, the Power Rangers guy, right?
Yeah, Power Rangers guy.
And you can also find Power Rangers in Cyberspace on Instagram, Power Rangers in Cyberspace, and on Facebook. Sometimes I'll post things on there, but not very often. Sorry. Facebook is my Achilles heel.
I love Facebook.
And yeah, I've been around since Facebook was a baby. And also, it's in the show notes, but I haven't mentioned it lately. Power Rangers in Cyberspace at gmail.com. And and send us a show topic, something you want to hear us talk about. And I will send you something for free, an old retro Power Rangers figurine toy collectible from the mid-90s, partly because I have them and I want to get rid of them. But they're the old, do you remember the old, they are in that closet back there, but they're stuffed animal Power Rangers figures.
Yeah.
There were two versions. There was the one with the cloth head, and there were the ones with the hard plastic head.
Yeah, I do remember those because it hurt like a motherfucker.
Well, good news is that I have like 3 or 4 of them.
Shit hurts. Don't ever get hit by one.
Those are the ones I'm giving away.
Oh, word? Don't hit people with them.
Yeah. I have actually picked up I found them on, there's this Facebook group where people buy and sell Power Ranger stuff from each other. And I found all but 2 of the ones with the articulating arms.
Yeah.
And the stuffed heads. And this guy sent me a Green Ranger in the box, because it's not really a box. It's that goofy open thing on the front.
Yeah.
And a Green Ranger in the box, one out of the box, pink, yellow, blue, and I think black. No, I found a red and a black elsewhere. But this guy sent me those other ones for $50. I'm like, damn, dude, you ripped yourself off.
Yeah,
but that's cool.
That's fine.
The green in the box on Amazon is like $150.
Yeet, that's too much.
Yeah, and I got all of them for $50. I'm like, cool, man, appreciate it.
Plus, you're doing business with you.
Yes, sir. But anyway, so if you want something cool, send me an email with something you want me to talk about. Christian will probably join me again. I'm hoping he is. Hopefully we'll see what the fans say, the listeners. But I'll be honest, I like him. I like talking to him, so he'll be back anyway.
Yep.
But again, do what I just said, and you'll get something for free. Your contributions will be rewarded. So
who can say no to free stuff?
Yeah, free. My favorite F word.
My second favorite F word.
Next to far, far away.
Yes.
So for Christian, I'm Sean. Thanks for listening, and we'll talk to you again. You'll listen to us talk to you again shortly, soon, ish.